Hey everybody, welcome back to another War of the Visions video and my first video after hitting 1,000 subscribers, which I am honestly so excited about. I'm gonna mention a little bit about that at the end of the video, but for now we're gonna get into War of the Visions, and the big thing I want to talk about are the step up banners, as that was not in my previous video, and it does change things just a little bit, maybe for you, although maybe not for me. So let's get into it. So first things first, you might have noticed that I shaved my beard. I appreciate you saying that it looks great. I just was getting a little too hot in the apartment during the summer, so we had to go. And you also might notice that there's nothing on display behind me. These are actually pulled out of the wall here a bit, so they're closer than it would normally be. I'm gonna have a bit of a lull period before any work is done on the apartment, so I will be here for a while, which is good in terms of my setup. But it's not as exciting in terms of my display because I can't put all my cool Final Fantasy and Gundam stuff behind me. But what can you do? Let's talk about some step up banners. So first of all, we're gonna have this featured summon banner here, and if we look at our drop rates and our summon details, this is going to have all the new vision cards, and obviously the UR card is the lowest rate. So, I mean, this is fine. If you were going to go for the summon, this is what we were talking about yesterday. Now, the stuff that we weren't expecting were the step-ups. So this first one is a vision card step-up, and the first step is a 3 times summon, the second step is a 5 times summon, and then finally it's a 2,000 summon, and you get a guaranteed vision card. However, it's a featured one, so it could be any of the 4. It could be an MR, or it could be the two-headed dragon, so you're not guaranteed the two-headed dragon. This I am not a fan of. If you take a look at these two steps together, that's 1,600 Visior for 8 summons total, and it's not a discount in my eyes at all. It's just division. So I'm not a really big fan of this. It is easy to justify doing it because they're giving us so much Visior right now, but I still don't think that it's worth spending your Visior. So besides this step up, we also have another one that they've offered us. This one is a 5-step, and it's a little bit better. So I did a whole video about this earlier, and I talked about how I thought the whole thing wasn't really worth it. The rationale was that if you don't have anything specific to spend, then you are really leaving it to chance, and you're limiting yourself from getting units in the future and developing the units that you already have. I had some really good responses, and there were some very compelling arguments to the first 2 steps that are discounted, and because of that I will be pulling on the first 2 steps, and it does help that we're getting so much Visior right now. The final 3 steps I don't think are worth it if you really aren't looking for anything in particular. I think it's better to save for all the awesome units that we have upcoming. Other than that, we also got a featured Ziza and Whisper summon, which is really neat. A lot of people want to get Ziza's TMR, so it's a great time for her to be featured in just any time at all, really. But just to get these bells right here, it's always good to stockpile her shards if you can. I'm kind of on the fence about it purely because I just really do want to save my Visior. I'm so focused on FF4 now, and I don't know what my plan is going to be for the future, but I do know that it's fun to pull units, and it's fun to celebrate 1,000 subscribers, so we're going to do the first 2 steps right now. Okay, here we go. And I'm going to get some consume Visior. As you can see, I've been spending. Alright, silver book. Let's go upgrade right here. Nope, that's all right. So if you ask me, oh, that means we're gonna get another MR here at least. So if you're wondering what I'm looking for, it's really just dupes. I don't think that there's any units that I really need at this point. So I really would just like some dupes of Ayaka, Midiana, Mashery would be great as well. So let's see here what we can get. Oh, and of course, I definitely want some vision cards. If I can get some some espers and some UR vision cards, then I'm gonna be in really good shape. For a while I was, oh my goodness, finally! I've been waiting for her since the game came out because I have this dream of making a Calum PvE party that's all Calum members, and I just didn't have her, so I can finally start that. So that's kind of like a weird goal of mine, but I've been waiting for her and I've just never been able to pull her. I also would have told you that, nice, that's a good, nice little shard there, and then my boy Balo, very good. And Nasha's pretty cool. I think that's a fine pull. And then we'll see if we can go all the way here. Okay, that's fine. And the obligatory Shadow Links. Again, not bad shards to get if you're gonna pull an MR. So I would have been all about Ryryu shards, which I've never pulled. I've never pulled a dupe. Actually, I pulled one dupe. And I've always wanted more Ryryu shards. I had to do it the hard way with the hard quests and in the weekly shops and stuff. But now he's maxed, so again, I really don't have anything too specific that we're looking for here. So here we go. Okay, Silver Book again. And we've got a card, but this is gonna upgrade to Rainbow, so we're getting, no, okay, well. Marguerite, sure, I'll take it. So I'm getting lots of Phoebe too now that she's maxed, of course. Yeah, really not. This is like the demonstration of why not to pull on the step up. But it can all be worth it right here. Okay, so I want Golem. I don't have him, and it would be a really massive pull for me for my team. Oh, that's pretty good too. This is, from what I understand, it's still rated quite highly in Japan, this Echoing Screams, because it gives just really, geez, a lot of repeats, really solid stats. So attack, debuff, resistance up, and then slash attack up on the party's good, and the stats are going to be super high as well. And it's also just really interesting that Muraga's, I've got to say, is one of the most reoccurring characters in the story. He's a really huge plot point, and we don't have a unit yet for him, which is odd, and Japan doesn't have a unit. I don't know if there's ever been a hint about it, but it's his absence from the game in terms of units is kind of weird, and he doesn't strike me as someone that they're saving for like some big event. Like, it seems like he should just be out there as a unit. Definitely a UR, but he should be released. I'd just like to wrap up the video by saying thank you to everyone that has subscribed to me here on YouTube. My goal for about I guess it's actually coming up right about on a year right now from when I started this channel. I think in a couple weeks it's gonna be 1 year since I started, and my goal was to get to 1,000 subs and to see if I could do it. To see if I could improve and make content that people would actually want to watch. And I started out in the Final Fantasy trading card game, and I kind of branched out into mobile games at some point. I am going to come back to Final Fantasy trading card game soon. I actually am going to go play in my first event since the pandemic started tonight, which is very exciting. But I honestly can't believe that I'm here, and this is really just a small milestone, because I'm going to keep going, I'm going to keep making content, and I'm going to keep trying to improve, but this is a significant step, and I'm really grateful to all of you that have shown me support. Special shout out to Rev that runs my Discord, and you can come join us on there. Also, shout outs to all my patrons, and to my brother Tom, because he's been a really big supporter, and also in particular James Lockwood, who's been a huge supporter from the very beginning in FFTCG content and otherwise. He's also the guild leader in here in War of the Vision, so huge shout out to him as well, and thank you to everyone else. So I'm gonna do some fun stuff for 1,000 subs. I'm going to do a video that's going to talk about how I make my content and give tips on if you want to make content, because I feel like I'm no master, but I've clearly learned some things, and I can hopefully share all that information and help other people get started on content if that's what they're looking forward to. And I'm also gonna look into doing some contests. I have to figure out what the best way to do it is and what to offer. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for more War of the Vision stuff, some FFTCG stuff, and then if I'm able to find time in my busy schedule, I'd really like to start talking about Tales of Crestoria, because I'm just digging that game and I love the Tales series. And then of course I do have plans for Romancing Saga stuff, but again, I'm playing all three of these games as much as I can, but I'm absolutely getting crushed teaching summer school right now. So it's been a really busy summer. And then hey, there's the whole flood situation too. So lots going on, but thank you so much everyone for your support, for your views, for your subs, and I hope that I can continue to create content well into the future for you and for all sorts of people looking for this information. All right, that being said, I'm gonna take off, and I'm looking forward to chatting with you all in the comments below. See you next time. Thank you so much for watching this video. You can show your support with a like and subscribe, and by checking out my Patreon at patreon.com/MassidiaGaming. Until next time, keep it real, Massidians.